Right folks, welcome to this exciting video where you once again join me in the beautiful landscape of Scotland. And for the start of this video, the first location, I just spotted what looks like a cave up here on the hill, so I thought I'll nip up and have a look. I've driven past this road before and thought it looked like a cave as well, so I thought why not just pull the car and have a quick look up here for the start of this adventure. Today's video is basically just going to be a few random little locations, whatever I get into. I'm basically right now on my way home for the last video when I was documenting an ancient hilltop fort on Finhaven Hill. Now we're away to look at this. There's a cave potentially up here at this cliff. It is super windy today folks, and I do apologise for that in the audio, but you know how it is on this channel, it's spontaneous adventure after spontaneous adventure. Here we are right now on a hill that I've never walked up before, and it's often so cool, the wee corners of Scotland that's kind of hidden and not even known about. Check this out folks, it's a random little cliffside. You can see the bedrock seam here, and the whole way as you're driving around Finhaven Hill it looks like this. I'm gassed out after climbing that hill. It was an absolute madness. Look at this view. The crazy thing with this bedrock, you can see there's loads of smooth sandstone, but then also look, you get that sandstone with the pebbles through it, and it is crazy geology that you see in Scotland all around. Look, this is what looked like a secret cave entrance. It is an interesting little bit, this. It's obviously not a very big cave, but when I saw it from a distance it looked like an entrance going away in. And like I say, this video is going to be just a few wee locations, and what better place to start it off. This would be a mad little camping spot, but I believe it is somebody's field obviously. Yeah, it's a random cliff. Oh look, there's a bit of tin there. I wonder if there's been a wee shelter up here or whatever at a certain time. What's that been? I think that's maybe blown from further up here out of the field back in the day. The crazy thing with the bedrock like this, at one time it was formed deep under the ocean with the sediment obviously settling at the bottom of the sea and then getting compressed under layers and layers. And when you look at it, it's crazy because this must have been an area of calm times, maybe not a lot of rain and stuff, so there wasn't a great deal of like pebbles and stuff. But then look, a few years later, look how incredibly ferocious the weather must have been. All these pebbles, potentially they were washed out of the rivers on land into the sea, and then for years and years it's been extreme. The sedimentary rocks full of all that, and then later on there's like smooth sandstone as well, like further up, and that's the crazy different layers. Billions of years it took to form stuff like that. But it almost tells you the story of how it's been calm and then ferocious as the sedimentary layers were being formed. So there we are folks, the first cool wee location on this walk. What I thought was a cave, and it was decent enough, like if you were on a walk and you were going round here, you'd be able to stand under there out of the rain. So I don't know if that's enough to call it a cave, probably no. And it is interesting to see the geology here with those cliffs. Each side there's like cliffs, some bits there's been little quarries over the years, and I think some of the nearby buildings were obviously built with the stone taken from the land out of these sorts of quarries. Anyway folks, let's head on to the next location on this video. Check it out folks, we're now at the second location in this video, and we were just about to go and have a look at this coastal area here. There's a couple of old abandoned pieces of history, and there's actually a mega blowhole in the rock where the sea comes flying up through a hole. But the weather's so extreme since we came here. Highlander 87 is now actually joining us in the car there, but I just thought I would come out and do this couple of second clip. We're not sure yet if we're going to go here or go to a secondary location. But yeah, I just thought I would throw the camera on and show you. Look at the beauty of this abandoned history in Scotland, and just look at the extreme weather conditions. This is actually, like I say, a week later since the last clip of the video. I didn't go and record anything else that day, so today we're back out, and yeah, it's a fun adventure folks, you know how it is. There's abandoned history all over the place in Scotland, but I think we're going to try and find a location with a bit more shelter from this wind. The wind's so extreme, and also it's important to probably park the car in an area where there's no trees. Look at it, folks, we've decided to actually go for a walk here, the area you just saw, and you look at the weather, look at this rainbow. It's all going on here, folks. It's the wildest of scenes, and there's even boats coming out and in the harbour over there. Skardiness Lighthouse in the distance. Wow, what an area, folks. I do apologise for rain on the lens in this adventure. It's obviously an extreme environment, and there is cows here, so we're obviously coming with respect to the farmer and the animals. Anyway, let's get into this adventure, folks. Look, Victorian farm here at the side of the coast. Old abandoned farm. Old abandoned history of Scotland. And we're going to head over, I think, to the edge and see if we can see this blowhole in the rock. But this is a cool thing to see on the way past. Wow. Here, do you think we should jump over there? Into that bitty, or will we just go around the edge? Yeah, it's so muddy underfoot, check it out. We're in the land of the cows right here, folks. This is an old building here that at one time was used to dry grain. Below here there's actually an old furnace kind of room. Check it out, folks, look at it. It's not to be mistaken with a lime kiln, because this has actually got other little historical details which give you the clue of them drying the grain. It's cool to see this furnace here, eh? Above there was a room which had like grids on the floor so the heat could go up through, and then there's chutes on the wall in this room. Look at the wooden chutes, that's where it would have come out into the room at this side. Look at the old stairs and stuff. Wow, I went into a spiky bush and all those spikes are like stuck into my leg. That's mad, folks. That's the sort of bushes you get out here in Scotland, like. Yeah, look at this, eh? We're in the middle of history, and the wind and everything's so extreme today, the rain. It is just the craziest of things. Will we go over and try and see the blowhole in the sea? I think we should just go back out this window again then and round. Probably just on the mud. It's so muddy, eh? Will we try and go a secondary route then through the farm, eh? Less muddy. It's always crazy, spontaneous adventures on this channel, folks. You know how it is. And I have documented this old farm before in more detail. Today, it's more of just like a fun adventure travelling through these lands. Yeah, check it out here, eh? Wow, look, the beams and stuff's lying down. Maybe recently fallen down. The weather can be so extreme in the coastal lands that places like this just fall down and get destroyed. Whoa, man, it's just gusting, like, it's mad. And this is like walking about in a Scottish postcard, folks. Check it out here. The old farm buildings. The old historical wonders. Wow, and then over here there's actually the old farmhouse in the middle of the field. Under my feet there's a waterway. Sorry about that there. Highlander 87, folks, joining us. You can check him out on YouTube at Highlander 87. His bits of tin, that's what we hate to watch out for, the day fleeing through the air. Check it out, folks, we've made it over as far as this blowhole, but the sea's not at such a height where it's blasting. It is so cold and extreme, and there's nowhere to actually shelter here out of the wind. We're thinking of going to a secondary place where we can just kind of hide out away from the storm. Yeah, this is crazy, this blowhole though, folks. Check it out. What a mad bit in the land. Sometimes the water comes flying up in the air here. Certain conditions, certain tidal heights and stuff like that. What a scene. It's a cool second location on this video that we visited. Scotstoun of Oozing here with the old Victorian farm. And then this mad like blowhole. Probably days with massive waves, that's when you would get this flying in the air. But today we just sort of came for a look to see it. So that wind, folks, is so extreme and so cold. We've had to bail out of that situation that we were in, and we're now heading back through this old farm complex back to the car. there's no way you could be in that wind for very long without getting frozen solid. Look at this, folks, we're now further up the coast, we're now at the next location on this video, and look at the sunshine here. In the distance you can see what I think is sand blowing off the beach up at Lunan Bay. We can see the lime kiln of Bodden, and in a storm or dangerous wind conditions, this is often the area we come just to hang out down at the coast and see what's kicking about. So what better place to come for the video? You can see why we enjoy coming here with scenes like this compared to what it was further up the coast a minute ago. This is just a different land. Check this out here, folks. We're kind of at this little cove. We've come down out of the wind and we've just noticed this is an area here where the farmer must throw like scrap and debris down over the years. But look at this, it's an old motorbike frame. Check out this, the old brake lever. And look, even the wires for the old headlight and stuff still there.
Oh, the headlight's still there, eh?
Yeah, everything's still on it. That's mad, man. What a cool find here for this video. This whole area has been washed from the water, but it's like for years and years it's been a bit of a midden or a dump. And that's what you get a lot, obviously, around the coast and places. Check it out, there's stuff all over the place. Old telegraph poles and metal poles, and look at this.
It's attached to that stone.
Yeah, the stone's connected to that metal piece. It's often interesting, the wee knickknacks that you can see. Look, it's almost like that electrical wires come out of there. Yeah. Almost like there's been something built at a certain time. Wow, what an interesting little area in the land, folks. I just thought I would throw the camera on when I seen the motorbike frame. But this year there's been quite high seas and high tides, and that's how it's washed further up into these areas. So that bike's maybe been in there since like the 1960s or whatever. And wow, what a scene. There's a few boats chilling out in the water, and the noise of these waves rolling in today, it's a peaceful scene, folks. Look at this, folks. Here's the next historical find on this adventure, and look, it's a front like hub or whatever off a tractor, off a car or a tractor. No way, look at this. Highlanders just found another crazy device, maybe out of a building.
The British flag on it, eh?
Yeah, the British flag when loads of stuff was built in Britain back in the day. Coventry. A. Fred Herbert Limited, Coventry. Ideal. Ideal. It's obviously got the old lead pipe in the bottom. Check out the scenes right there, folks. With this beautiful rainbow, you can see the whole circumference of it almost, the whole top of it. And you didn't normally see them that vivid. We're now heading out of that wee cove that you saw us in, and we're now heading back round to the sunshine area here. And look how treacherous it is underfoot. We're just basically taking it easy. Look at the size of this tree and stuff down here. Aye, there's a route up there. Check it out, folks, we're now in the next location and we're right here in the shadow of Elephant Rock. And there is a bit of a breeze. I think it's blowing round the gap at the top of the hill. Look, there's a wee kind of like, what's that, a wee camping spot being built with some wood. But yeah, we're kind of here and it's amazing. Being out of the worst of the wind on a day like this is incredible. Look at the colour of the sky, starting to go that orangey red colour for the sunset. It's amazing to see the boats out there on the water, probably waiting to go into Montrose Harbour. It's a total mad adventure out here, places like this. The landscapes are just the craziest of scenes. Are we going underneath it? Let's go, folks. We're going underneath Elephant Rock. It's always the craziest of adventures on this channel. I always promise you that, folks. And we never know where it's going to lead, because we're often just spontaneous, heading here and heading there and walking anywhere. Right now we're underneath Elephant Rock, and just check out how the sea has worn this over the years. Natural bedrock, and there's actually two arches. Right now we're going underneath the front legs of the elephant, because it looks like a massive elephant. But there's actually another arch in the stone further out, and that's the trunk. And from a distance it looks just like an elephant. It's incredible. There's its trunk leading out there. Wow, what a scene. When you see the boat out there as well, it's just a madness. I've not actually been down to this spot for a while. That path there's a killer going back up like. So this time of year, folks, you do get extreme storms like that, and we're just making the most of it, having these wee adventures, exploring wee corners of Scotland like this. And we're now at the other side of Elephant Rock, and we're going to head up the path. And it's cool to walk under Elephant Rock. Every year bits of the stone and stuff can flake off, and some of these big chunks of stone down here has actually come off the side of the rock over the years. And yeah, I'll update you once we're at the top of the hill. I'll be totally gassed out walking up here because it's an extreme hill. So I'll come into this little graveyard at the top of the cliff to do the outro because we're out of the wind. Here's Highlander 87. The wind is so strong out here, folks, it's so cold. We're just trying to shelter from it the best we can today, but it's been cool to see what we've seen. Some wee nuggets of history and some random bits of countryside. But I'm ending it here. Thanks very much for watching. Goodbye from me, goodbye from Highlander 87, and we'll see you soon, folks.